back, so it's another one, yeah, it's a full run, yeah. Oh, it's another one, yeah.
Oh, evening everyone. Apologies for a late one, but once again, me and Ricco, two men highly in demand. We were busy men.
Ra controls the times. I tell Ra whatever time he wants, right? He controls the time. And then we start the show and he brings me into, me and Ricco, we're in high. No, you're in high demand. As you should be. But Ra, how are you? I'm sorry. We started off on the negsies.
No, it's all cool. Yeah, fab. You know, I was at the press conference for the big show at Selhurst Park that we will both be at
Madonna.
On Saturday, and we're going to be discussing that show.
Madonna.
Yeah, Madonna. Didn't see her at the press conference. Don't think
she's not just going to come to the presser like that. I feel like we need to. Every time I bring this up, thank you, Britain. Thank you. Thanks. One more time. Hit that there. One more. No. Yeah, there we go. All right. I feel like it's not spoken about enough, you know. Never in my wildest dreams would have thought that, you know, Madonna and a pop culture icon would be rolling through to Selhurst Park of all places, Crystal Palace. No one cares about them except for Richard Riakporhe. Okay. And yeah, a couple of other people. But
people in South
right.
Yeah.
Where's Trey? No, East. Anyway, geography aside, Ra, take us through the card. Or me.
Yeah, let's get down to business because we aren't going to do a long one tonight. Yeah, back in Britain, the good British summer showed. One that'll shape the cruiserweight division for the foreseeable future, which is wide open. But yeah, main event, Gentleman and the Midnight Train. I didn't get to talk to either of them, but I did get to talk to both their head coaches, and yeah, they both camps are really confident. Riakporhe, of course, thinks Chris Billam-Smith takes too much punishment, and last time out he did. But the CBS camp say, well, yeah, but the reason Riakporhe hasn't taken much punishment is because he's been so selective in his matchmaking. His career's been stop-start. It's because he, you know, doesn't really want to have to earn his way to the big fights. And don't know about you, but Riakporhe looked annoyed when CBS pointed out that he ducked our boy Jai Opetaia. So could there be some truth in that? What do you reckon?
I mean,
big up to regulars who have joined us so late. Sorry for keeping you up late.
Well, big you guys up. Let's give them all a shout out. Big up to Jams Boxing. Shout out to you, Jams, bro. We love you, bro, at the channel, bro. You know, you always represent and share and all that type of stuff. So yeah, big up to you, bro. Sorry guys, I'm probably going on 75% here. Big up to obviously our brother Treyway. Who else have we got? And we have big up my guy Eric. He lives in a different universe somewhere, I don't even know. And a new follower I think that we have now, Boxing Kangaroo. I'm assuming Australia, bro, man. And I'm rolling with you with Liam Parrow. We are going to touch on that obviously, but yeah, just to big up everybody that's tuning in, like, retweet, share. And yeah, to be in regards to that, yes, you could classify it as a duck because let's face it, it was not a duck, but it was a calculated business move in the sense of everybody sees Chris as food. Everybody, like, you know, I think even when the WBC strap, who fought for that? Badu Jack. Even when Badu Jack beat I can't even remember the other guy's name on that Don King fighter. My guy Marku. Is it Marku? No, not Marku. Makabu. Yes, I saw him as the weaker champion at cruiserweight from that display. However, everybody just see like whoever we both interviewed them. You know, Jai. Obviously, you know, the rematch with Riakporhe has everyone's wanted that for a long time, but every other cruiserweight that I speak to, everybody just wants to fight Billam-Smith. Because they see him as food, because it has to be said, with a trainer like Shane, you know, it doesn't make sense, the inconsistency of his fights. You know, he does take a lot of punishment, unnecessary punishment, because he always looks fucked up after the fight, but he manages to get like a body shot, break someone's rib, or just knock the geezer out. You know, he is a really good counter puncher, but the thing is that his guard is really low. You know, so when, you know, they're coming into distance and just getting the 1-2 combinations down the pipe, or you know, Chris does leave himself exposed a lot. And Shane, I've heard Shane shout at him. Right, I think at the last show, we were both there. Shane was pissed off because he should have got that guy out of there. He was a good opponent, but again, at that level, if you take that type of punishment against, you know, a Richard Riakporhe or Jai Opataya, like, it's, you know, and as much hard, and I love Chris, man, it's hard. This is why building relationships with fighters is tough. But, you know,
hey, he's your South Coast boy. Don't even think about you know, leaning towards.
But I've always said this. Remember when we were at when we were there, when he won his world title, right? Amazing. So happy for him, man. A lot of people say that Chris has overachieved. I don't think it's overachieved. I think that's kind of not like disrespecting what he's done, but you know, I think he's a lot better than, you know, a lot of people think or say he is. But yeah, Richard literally came back from the fucking dead. This guy, Google him, okay? He literally he's obviously involved in gang life and got stabbed right through there. That's pure fucking bone, okay? He survived.
I mean, that's it. Do you not think there's something in it that, like I said, his opponents have not been anywhere near world level, so he's picked his opponents, you know, to chip away at the mandatory positions. Suddenly found himself in the mandatory spot for the IBF, where he probably hoped it was going to be Breedis and thought, oh, Breedis, yeah, he's coming up to 40. Yeah, I'll take that. And then suddenly this Aussie kid who they didn't bank on, who's exceptional, they suddenly thought, oh, God, this boxing malarkey is a bit harder than I thought. I ain't convinced. I'm not convinced. Don't get it twisted. He hits hard. But let's be real, at cruiserweight, most of the top-level guys probably hit hard.
This is an interesting question from Sakura. Would Chris be where he is now without Shane?
Would Mike Tyson have been what he is without Cus D'Amato? Of course not. A lot of fighters only got to the level they got because they happened to have a coach who just knew how to get the most out of them, whatever the most is. Yeah, there might well have been boxing geniuses out there that just had a coach who was a numpty and did the wrong things with them. So yeah, it's a fair point, but Shane's his coach and put him to where he is.
But if you see what Shane does with like an Azim, and then you see like how he's been with Chris, because obviously Chris has improved vastly, but he's not elusive, man. And I've noticed this in the last 3 fights. I think the Lawrence one, he actually said that he was ill and during the fight week, and he looked really, really pale. Like, obviously, I'm not making excuses, but obviously he won anyway. But yeah, it's and this is why I get why Shane was annoyed with him, Raw. In that last performance, I really do.
I think that's a measure of Shane as a coach, though, because all his fighters don't fight the same. He knows what they can and cannot do, and trains them.
That's a big weakness, though. That's too big of a weakness at the elite level. If he takes shots, the punishment that he takes before because he gets his man out of there. I think the last how many of his fights have ended by knockout apart from the Lawrence one? So, but he almost rise the punishment, and then he looks for an opening, and then he'll maybe come through with a hook body shot. But it
will catch up with you.
You can't do that. Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Look at Joe Joyce.
I just think,
mate,
Riakporhe and Billam-Smith have already fought, and Riakporhe never had any serious trouble. So, is he going to
Tony Ellis
be punching harder now, or is he banking on Billam-Smith's punch resistance having reduced enough, which is a possibility. Although let's not dwell on it too long, because we do want to get the viewers involved shortly. But my prediction, I think Chris Billam-Smith will fiddle his way to a split decision.
Nah, first one wasn't close, Tony.
I think if you check out my interview with Shane McGuigan, which I might get up tonight or tomorrow morning, he says it's going to be ugly. It won't be pretty, but Chris will make it fight like Riakporhe doesn't like. And like I said, the fact that Riakporhe has been selective in his matchmaking, avoiding the Opataya fight, unless he can land.
I think it's selective. I think it's issues outside the ring as well with him, because I think it was management at a point. He was with Dillian, and then
the only issue out of the ring he needs to worry about is why he's with a 65-year-old woman. Yeah, that's the only issue that
we're not here to fucking judge, and she's a culture icon. I think that you can have thank you, production. I think that you can have a little bit more respect on her name.
Is appropriate, age appropriate. He's like your age, yeah. If you're going to do that, you do it secretly. You don't put it out there on Instagram.
She's not a secret. How are you going to be secret with Madonna? Can you hear Can you hear the vibrations out of your mouth right now? That's ridiculous. But moving back,
if your game's on point, you can keep it secret. But anyway,
game. That woman, she stuck herself on that poor guy. The guy in the selfie was just like, bring up Richard, bro.
Who are you going with?
Yeah. I got Riakporhe. Probably 10th stoppage, 9/10.
What do you think? Stoppage on his feet, or do you think he'll lay him out?
I think on his feet. Chris has got so much heart. I just think that Rich is very precise. The way he comes into range and measures distance, I think it's weird that he's improved like this and he's not been fighting as much. I noticed that a lot in his last performance. He's just, as soon as he gets a lock on target, it's just, and he's not taking punishment. And this is the thing, like Chris relies a lot on the punches. And again, Rich is very precise. So you're going to counter something that maybe you possibly can't see, because Chris fights on the back foot. Like, so anyway, yeah, I've got Riakporhe 10 stoppage.
The other cruiserweight fight on the card is Fab. Isaac against Massey. That's really intriguing. Really intriguing. Who you got in that one? I can't separate them.
No, I got Isaac. I've got Isaac. I think Massey is pretty good, but yeah, I think it all depends on how good Lawal was. To be fair, because the Isaac Okoli fight, that was fucking dreadful from what I can remember. So yeah, I think that was a great performance by, at your call. I think Lawal was very weird in that one. So yeah, I'm hoping for, I say, a vast improvement, because if he wins the European, it looks like the fight with him and Mr. Is It Real Vidal will be around the corner. I reckon they'll probably do that at the O2. And yeah,
Yes.
the world is Isaac's oyster. If he can get past Massey will be coming to win. He's got nothing to lose, and yeah. But I do have Isaac, just in terms of, well, I say in terms of, based on his last performance. Yeah, I would go Isaac. I think points, because I don't think he's going to get Massey out there.
Big up to Jams as ever. And incidentally, Jams has got his new show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Make sure you tune in with Serhan. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio, one of boxing's hotbeds in America. So for those you don't know shit about Boxing Brigade, Jams has got a guy who knows boxing. Serhan's an ex-boxer himself from the heart of American boxing. So tune into Jams' show. Jams, saying points. I would go with that. I think it'll be pretty close, but I think Isaac has had the higher level fights recently, and it being in South London. Yeah, fans behind him. I think that will set up that big fight with Vidal Riley. And just want to say a quick mention to the third cruiserweight fight on the show. Devon Miller is fighting Edwin Mosquera. Reason I mention him is because Devon, on his debut, fought another debutant, Lewis Oakford. I was there that day. It was in the glamorous location of Grays, Essex, and I feel I'm connected to them both. Yeah. Because it was one of those events where I was the only media there. And Devon's been chasing the...
I can completely understand why you're the only one there, but carry on.
Yeah, basically nobody goes to Grays if they can avoid it. But Devon and Lewis Oakford is fighting on the 6th of July on the Matchroom Johnny Fisher card. He's fighting John Hedges. So they both are quietly in the mix. So keep an eye on that. The British cruiserweight scene is red hot right now. So on to light heavyweights. Whittaker fights the African King, Adanyeka. Dan Aziz makes his comeback.
The African King. You have so much banter.
And no, that's his nickname.
I've seen that guy get escorted out of 2 places, one live and one at the press conference. And I was just like,
what would you?
Yeah, I do hope he does well, man. Something tells me, and this is pure nonsense while I'm talking. Something tells me that guy is just going to go in there, and he's going to do himself proud. And I one thing I do think, based on what he said, I think he said his last fight was in Cuba in a jungle or something. So based on that, I think Whittaker is going to be dancing on ice. I think he's going to be break dancing. I think he's going to be doing drunken tiger, hidden dragon. I think it's going to look like an anime fight, bro. But like when the protagonist comes back and he's powered up and shit and just fucks shit up. So yeah.
What are you going for? Whittaker stoppage?
Oh mate, yeah. But I think Whittaker's going to prolong it. I think he's going to play with his food, probably maybe. What round is this? It's the 8 or 10 rounder. It's a 10 rounder.
It's an 8 rounder, isn't it? No, it's for
rounder.
the WBA gold, so it might even be. Is it 12? That's interesting.
Right off. Yeah. Okay. I'll go Whittaker, and a lot of people basically identify me as Whittaker and him as me. So stop doing that, guys. But yeah, I'm going Whittaker, maybe 8. I think he's going to play with his food for a bit, dance around, whatever dance the kids do these days, and
Yeah, I'll predict probably around the 5-6 rounds. I think
Doctor
it was
versus the surgeon.
on his feet.
Which doctor?
Well, Aaron Yeka's studying for his PhD. So when he graduates, he will be a doctor. So smart lad. What about Dan Aziz making his comeback? Ironic once again. He lost to Buatsi. Meanwhile, Buatsi's still looking around for a fight, and Dan Aziz is staying active. And I'll tell you, based on what we've seen recently, the way fights always fall through, you get late pullouts, you get we've seen like with Avanesian and Boots. I wouldn't be surprised if Aziz gets a major fight before Buatsi.
It seems to just be like that. Like Lindenhofer, like all those guys, like Bivol, and like everyone's fighting all these guys except the guys we want them to fight, and they're not even fighting each other. So, well, except for Yard, I do give Yard the edge in terms of the fact that he, he's taken elite level fights, twice, gone to dude's backyard. I have that shows courage, character to me. The fact that he went to Russia and and Kovalev's hometown, that place was different, right? In his home crowd. I have a vast amount of respect for Anthony Yard. It's unparalleled. But
James is making a great point. Now the WBC are ordering purse bids. I mean, are the one at a time?
The British board ordered it for the.
No, initially it was the WBO who ordered it, and because Yard pulled out, the WBO have now ordered Buatsi against Hutchinson, and now the WBC are ordering Buatsi v Yard. I wonder, do you think Buatsi could accept both? Imagine, I wonder how that'd work. Like, so if you win those purse bids for both,
because you have to get that shot for that sanctioning body.
I don't know. I mean, I
just think just fucking sort it out, man. I'm just tired of this shit. Honestly, just sort it out. You lot it's weird. There's too much bag fumbling, and it needs to stop. This disease of bag fumblinitis. Stop it, you lot. Okay, ridiculous.
Oh, it's the board one. Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, the board, the British board.
Nah, I've got a feeling we're going to get to the end of the year and both Yard and Buatsi will still be looking for a fight. So forget them. It's all about Dan Aziz. I think Dan will win in his usual exciting fashion that he can.
It's all about Ezra Taylor and Ben Whittaker. Those two.
I think. I think the domestic light heavy mix it'll be good without them two. Them two want to hold their members. Just want to, before we invite the viewers in for the last 15-20 minutes, massive show over in America. Gervonta Davis v Frank Martin. I ain't that high on Davis, although I saw the hat he wore into the workout. He copied my style, so maybe I've got to like him a bit more. But I'm more interested in some of the fights on the undercard, in particular Benavidez v Vodzik. I think Davis will do his usual thing with Martin, take his time, allow Martin to probably pick up rounds, and then somewhere around the halfway stage, Martin will inevitably make the mistake, and that's where Davis is lethal. You make one mistake against him, that's all he needs, the one chance, and I see Davis taking that, the usual Gervonta knockout. But Benavidez v Vodzik is the one I'm really interested in, because the winner of that, it will be in some intriguing fights against Bivol, Beterbiev, and maybe some of our British fighters.
I mean, Bivol and Beterbiev just need to fight first, and then all the belts can either scatter or stay or whatever. I think that situation has just been going on just way too long. Beterbiev getting injured just shows his age. But yeah, I think I really rate Gvozdzic. sorry, I butchered his name, but yeah, I can't say that shit. He gave a great account of himself. He really came to fight and win against Beterbiev. A lot of people do, but obviously it ends the same. But yeah, really big step up for the American monster Benavidez. Tough one. It just depends on where Govacic is currently in his career, I guess. But I think he's a live one. I think he's coming in to win. And yeah, good luck to Benavidez, and I rate that. Instead of half-assing with Canelo, go up and try and win some belts, man. Thing is, he's
Benavidez?
Yeah, but the thing is, this guy, this Gvozdic guy, he's serious. If it's that, I don't know. Thing is, I've never been really high on Benavidez like that. I'll be honest with you. I think he is a very skilled fighter, but I don't know.
Me neither. And that's why I'm actually
Gvozdic. Oh, mate, that's even worse, bro. I mean, my thing is all right. Gvozdic. Oh, mate, nah, I can't say that. That's rude. We'll call him Ga. Yeah. Guys, come through for the last 15 minutes to discuss the.
Please join us if you want to have your views. Jams, in answer to your question, are we going to watch McGowan Barrawu? I was impressed by Barrawu in Telford. I won't be there. My colleague Dave will be. His European 154 titleist, which means he's in that red hot mix at 154. So, yeah, good luck to either of them. From what I saw of Barrawu, I can't see McGowan. Can't see McGowan getting anywhere close to beating him. I think it'll be a usual heroic defeat for him. So, yeah, but great exposure being on terrestrial TV. I'll tell you the other fight there's two other fights on that PBC card that I'm really interested in. One is Gary Antoine Russell against Albert Puello for the WBC interim super lightweight title. Now, Gary Antoine Russell is the much better younger brother of Gary Russell Jr. I mean, no disrespect to Russell Sr. I mean, how unimaginative can you be to name two of your sons Gary when your name's Gary? But anyway, Antoine Russell, I really think he's one of those great talents that has been forgotten about a bit. But given that 140 is such a hot division, and if he's the interim champ, it means he's on a collision course with Devin Haney. So, yeah, we'll see within the next 6 months or a year how good he really is. So, yeah, keep your eyes on that. There's two middleweight fights. Adias v Galsha. Interesting because the winner of that has to fight our own Hamza Shiraz, who's now been marked as an ambassador for Riyadh season, which means Turki Al-Sheikh is going to be pushing our Hamza as a future star. So that's an interesting one. The other one is the middleweight prospect, Elijah Garcia. Many people think he's the best young middleweight prospect in the world. He's knocking all these other prospects out, and he's now the mandatory for the WBA title. So, yeah, a lot of those fights could involve, who knows? I guess the ideal thing would be Hamza wins the WBC. If this guy Elijah wins that WBA, which I think he will, because Lara's 40 plus, I think we could see that as one of the best unifications, USA v UK. So, yeah, some great fights there on the PBC card. yeah, more interested in some of those undercard fights than the Davis fight myself. So
No, I'm interested in the Davis fight. I think Frank Martin's, he's a heavy hitter. UD Martin. Like I said, not many knockouts, but he's not scared of Tank, and Tank is taking him seriously. No rehydration clauses. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that fight, man. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like, something special will happen. Yeah, all the luck in the world to mine. Let's see what happens. What, is no one coming on?
If anyone wants to join, feel free. We'll stay online for a few minutes more before me and Ricco get our beauty sleep for our big weekend away at the boxing. Ricco wants to look good for Madonna. I just want to look good. That happens every day though for me. But big up, Jams. No probs. Yeah, you gotta look after the missus.
Nah, it's cool, Jams. We understand. We understand. It's a late one, bro. We get it. Trust me.
Let's have a look at some of the comments. Jams, you're saying you didn't like his flinch at the presser. I think he's on edge.
No, what Martin's flinch? Martin was ready to spark him, bro. Martin was like, "What? Listen, like, don't play with Martin, bro." Martin goes towards the danger. He doesn't get pulled back or anything. He's literally in Tang's face, like, Abdul. I mean, Javanta, I see you, bro. I don't know. I feel something special is gonna happen. Didn't he vanquish the legend of Montana Love? Frank Martin. Was that Liam Paro?
That was Liam Paro.
Nah, that was Liam Paro. Yeah, mate. The wires are crossed.
Yours truly, we know our brother Trey is a big Tank fan. You know what, Trey? I'll give you this.
Don't give him anything.
Calvin Ford's, because he said that they did Ramadan for the first time. Tank's growing on me. Maybe he's getting that spiritual, upliftment now. So, yeah. Listen, to be honest, like I said, I'm not that interested in this fight. I'm more interested in, are you finally gonna make those really big fights? It's more about what he does next. So let's see. Virtuoso Wilkins is also a very good middleweight prospects. Is this a French Canadian guy? Because if he is, then he ain't very good if he's Canadian
and French. Bro, you might as well chuck him in the bin, bro. That's terrible. two of them in one. That's David Lemieux and what? Yoka. That's Lemieux and Yoka. There you go. Mix it all in a little in a gravy.
I'll give you. I want Virtuoso to
that's
confirm.
bad.
If he's French African who's simply relocated to French Canada, then he's probably good, because then he'll be like Christian and Mbili.
Even if he's Russian and he's just, I hear that, whatever. But bro, Canadian and French, what? That exists. Crazy.
Someone comfort you, it's natural pullback to not get stuff. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Jams, I don't. At that level, I don't think these shenanigans press conferences really make much.
Yoka
difference.
is Congolese. Oh, Trey, don't do that to your people, bro, man. That's terrible.
Yoka is not Congolese. I believe he's French Caribbean.
He's French as fuck. Frogs, legs, everything. French, bro. Omelette, do all of that.
Wilkins, all right, Virtuoso, you've made me intrigued. Like I said, if he was actually Canadian, I wouldn't take it seriously. So let's see.
If he was French, I wouldn't take it seriously either.
No,
and both. Both. Now we need to just move on.
Yeah, French Canadian. That's next level.
A French Canadian black man. That's. I need to see this. Ad can fight. He can fight. I don't. This mythical creature of what you speak of. Could have fooled me. French Canadian that can fight.
Let's see, Wilkins Mathieu. Yeah, he's born in Quebec City, now lives in Montreal, aged 19. There's something, yeah, I think we're not seeing the full story. I think he's
Definitely Cuban.
his parents must be from
Cuba.
somewhere else, basically. Somewhere not Canada. Yeah, big up our Canadian brothers. We're just playing with you, of course.
I'm not. I mean, every word. You can't fight. French can't fight. Canadians can't fight, and a combination of both of you.
Joker is Mexican.
Oh,
Parents.
Joker is Max Steven. Don't. Oh, mate. These lot want me to go into a meltdown. So on that note, just want to big up our sponsors, D-Rock Clothing. Please, guys, go check out that for Elite Drip. 40% off in promo code iBoxingHub24. Worn by the likes of Johnny Nelson, Parker, and Jams Boxing, which you can catch a show on Wednesdays, 9 p.m. I believe, Ra, is when you get back and have your cuppa.
5 p.m.
Oh, 5 p.m. Damn,
Yeah,
on Jams.
Great time. So,
Jams trying to reach the youth of tomorrow. But no, big up everybody that's tuned in for this late night special. Ra.
40th anniversary. Fab 40.
40th, bro.
Yeah.
40 episodes in.
40 episodes.
I remember our first R&R hour ever. I think we had Tony Ellis and Saka, the first 2 viewers. So we're gonna do something special for you guys, bro. Whether it's like maybe like some merch or just something. I feel like, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, much love to everybody. Big up to everyone. We should be celebrating our year anniversary. Little Ra and I, like, we're a fucking married couple. You know what? Let's get us out of here. Ra, tell them where they can follow you and find you, and we'll sign us out.
Check out Punchout Boxing either tonight or tomorrow. I'll have the rest of the interviews up from the press conference. I spoke to both head coaches for once, and you get more out of them than the fighters on fight week. So I think that's a good bit of insight there. So yeah, check out Punchout Boxing. Got a busy weekend, busy couple of weeks, busy summer. So as ever, of course, iBoxingHub, a different show every night, different personalities. Aisha's away for a couple of weeks. She's doing pilgrimage to Mecca, but when she comes back, she'll be doing her usual spiritual vibe with the personalities in the industry. I believe, is it tomorrow? Is Steve, are you on tomorrow for Hard Talk?
Nah, Steve's on next week. And
all right,
we have
Steve
Abbas.
will be doing the watch along best accent in boxing, so listen to some commentary. We're talking Shrek, the guy from, who was it, Fat Bastard from
Shrek.
The best accent out there to listen to boxing. So yeah, 2 watch-alongs this weekend. You guys got you're gonna have some long nights. So big up to you, and yeah, big up to all our viewers. Thanks for tuning in so late. Me and Ricco, we do need to get some sleep, so we will catch you soon over the weekend. Have a great one, and we'll talk to you soon.
It's another bang. All the Muslim calls now, whichever get up.